Welcome to Origin Stories. I'm RD.
I'm Parrot.
We're telling stories behind the digital art revolution
Each week we interview top artists.
and live stream with the community.
Let's go. Today is tomorrow's origin story. Yeah, what's up, dude?
How are you, Parrot?
I'm doing well. Welcome to Origin Stories, everybody.
Just the boys today.
Just the boys, the OG squad.
Yeah. Man, how's your week been?
It's been pretty good, dude. I've been working on a lot of art this week. I was in Oregon 2 weeks ago. Curran visited last week, so I've been kind of juggling a social life a little bit again, and but also being able to take in some inspiration, and you need that inspiration and that life to art balance, I think, to create good art. So then this week I've been making a bunch of art and really hitting a stride with it, and so it's been good. It's been a good week.
That's what I like to hear. You've teased some things. You have a drop of some sorts coming around the corner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nifty Gateway, May 3rd. Parrot, solo drop.
Date. Exciting times. Solo drop. We got so excited about, obviously, your collaborative drop, that magical quartet of yours. And now it is a Parrotism solo venture.
Yep. And speaking of the quartet, I want to say, Odious has a drop the day after me. Jonathan Wolf has a drop. Odious is Tuesday, and then Jonathan Wolf, I want to say, is Thursday before us.
I like that.
So it's almost like a long weekend of us three. And I know Philo's got some magical shit planned eventually.
Amazing. That's kind of fun. It's like you did it together. Now you're, doing the solo ventures, but it's still kind of in the same time zone, in the same range. That's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. We've been in our same Discord chat we used for our collab, just keeping up with each other and sharing our new work and swapping ideas and stuff. It's been good.
Good, man. We got Q Films TV. Hi, guys. What's up, Ant? How are you, man?
What up? Cool. How about you, man?
You got a fire around that neighborhood?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, man. Working hard over here. We can get to some of that stuff later. I could probably say a few things today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The first alpha league?
Just a few.
Nice.
But we'll get there. But hey, man, let's go back to last weekend, because I don't know how much it affected you. I don't know how much it affected others listening right now. But man, my Twitter just caved for a span of about 48 hours. Did it hit you at all?
No.
Oh man.
Twitter down?
Twitter down.
I heard people talking about that, but no, I didn't notice it. I don't think I was on Twitter that much last weekend, honestly. But when I was, it was working fine. I saw some people saying that was down, and I was like, oh no.
It was super frustrating, I will say that. From Friday evening through Sunday at some point for me, all I could do was direct message. I could get in direct message, which is weird. I could get in direct messages and talk to people, but I couldn't post anything. I couldn't like anything, and I couldn't comment on anything. And I know this sounds like first world problems, right? But but in this NFT space, that the community essentially lives on Twitter, or a large percentage of the community lives on Twitter, and I'm used to just talking, getting in there. I missed, on Saturday, the Blake Catherine, who I love, was doing the Paris Hilton drop.
Yeah.
Nothing. Couldn't say anything. When Sunday came around and it was Robbie Trevino dropping, couldn't say anything. It was like the most frustrating thing ever.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer.
Anyway, first world problems, but it was it's amazing to think how much we rely on certain pieces of technology or things in our life, and then when those things are impacted, how it makes you feel. I think I wrote, it felt like I was missing a limb for a period of a couple days.
Yeah, man. Twitter's definitely very, very, we're live streaming on Twitter right now. It's very, very important it's like the backbone of the communication for the whole entire space.
Exactly. But everything's back. All's right in the world, and we truck along. let's go over some of the major events of this week. You mind if I kick it off?
Kick it off.
Victor Mosquera. Can we talk about Victor Mosquera?
We sure can.
Major drop. It really kind of snuck up on me. It was just crazy how fast it came. It was on 420, which is now 2 days ago on Tuesday. Really successful drop. I just continue to believe that Victor Mosquera is an exceptional artist. Let me just frame it like that.
He's one of the best, honestly. Like stylistically and stuff. Like I don't know. Victor's one of those dudes I've been following for years. When I saw his Instagram years ago, I was like, I want to make art like this dude. This is crazy. And see him flourishing in the space, and also getting to know him, and understanding what an awesome human being he is. It's a very wholesome thing. And I got one of the 5 The Shaman pieces.
I was so excited when I saw you get that.
Yeah, I got like number 5 too. I just barely got in there, but it was also my biggest Nifty Gateway purchase ever. But it felt great.
Hey, Victor, you hear that? Parrot was stepping up. I saw that and I was like, oh man, the Parrot is a master collector now. You just got in there, you snagged that 5 of 5. I had a bid in there. And you sniped me by just a little bit on that.
Ooh, I did.
Oh, nice work. Yeah, I told Victor a funny story because I'm down here in Florida with the family, and we were out for a few hours that night. I was telling Victor the logistics of like when I was going to be out and what I would have to do around. So it was like stealth mode ninja. It was like right before we went out at 5 o'clock. I like jumped into his clubhouse, like listened to 10 minutes of that, and like jumped off, went to dinner. Like just stepped away from the table to go place a couple bids on his stuff. Then stepped back in, and then it ended up being that I lost the drawings and just lost each of the bids. But then later in the night, though, I was able to jump into the secondary and get the Victor and Fuckrender collab piece.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're living a double life, Roger. Sneaking away real quick.
Yeah. Exactly. What is my life become? all positives. We got that Blap saying Parrot rocking the pastel yellow fire.
This is my my black sneakers shirt that just came in today. Let me turn it around real quick for you guys.
Nice.
Shout out black sneakers.
I have to do a better job with apparel. I feel like I have to start rocking some solid apparel, rocking some art apparel.
Yeah, I'll just see some stuff on Twitter sometimes, some people promoting prints or shirts or whatnot, and I'm like, well, that's way cheaper than an NFT, and I can wear it.
So true. Yeah. I was having a good discussion the other day about like lower priced NFTs and when and how they might enter the space and the utility that they'll provide. And obviously, it's dependent upon gas issues getting fixed, and there being a good solution for that. But it makes all the sense in the world. We're focused so much on just with where things are at right now. We're focused on more of like the NFTs, even if they're not fine art, but like acting on the fine art side of the spectrum, which means higher prices, which means some debate about quantities and scarcity and what's good and what's bad around that. But over here, like a side of the discussion we haven't really visited too much yet as a community is, what's the equivalent of the poster or the shirt or the sticker or like the lower cost? I want thousands upon thousands of people to own this, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. And I think it is somewhat contingent on gas prices because, there's a certain point where minting it, or however many editions, you can probably get around on OpenSea, maybe Rarible, but there's a certain point where it's just not cost effective at all. But yeah, I mean, Jonathan Wolf has released some sticker pack NFTs on Rarible, I think, which I don't remember how cheap they were. Cheaper than his regular NFTs though, because it was more like that. Like, here's a pack of stickers and an NFT to go with it. I'd love to see more like just regular merch drops come with like an NFT. Like, I'd love to even get like, when I get this shirt, just get like an NFT of the shirt itself or something.
Yep.
You know, like doesn't have to be the actual art on the shirt, but like the art in the shirt as an NFT.
Man, in the future, where all this is going, you know, when a metaverse or a couple metaverses really start to get into the mainstream and dominate, and I do think we're a little bit away from that time yet,
So,
but
yeah.
we'll get there. We'll get there, and whenever that is, a couple years down the line, whatever, there's going to be this crossover period, right, where you're going to have the shirt that you buy has two uses. It's what you wear and it's what your avatar wears.
Yep.
Yeah. And then at some point the avatar shirt might even cross over and become more valuable than the shirt that you wear. But it's funny, right? As we walk down this future road, how this all starts to happen step by step by step. It's like what we wear and what our person wears. Yeah, pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, like we are already spend so much time on the internet. I'm already on Twitter way more than I see actual people in real life. You know, if I go outside my house to like do social stuff, well, not much at all this year, but yeah, and there's no way for me to wear this shirt on Twitter. You know.
Yep.
But once the metaverse happens, there will be a way for me to like check out my new black sneakers shirt, and everyone will be able to walk around in a social setting in the metaverse and see it. And I think once that starts becoming normal, I think the majority of people will spend more time in the metaverse than actual social gatherings in real life, and that's when the value of those digital clothing items or whatnot become more than the actual value of the materials.
Yep. And actually, I guess maybe the better way to frame it, just to walk my statement back a little bit, I still think the commensurate shirt is more valuable in the metaverse today, even before the adoption, than the literal shirt. I guess
Yep.
maybe the way I want to frame that is when the wardrobe of your metaverse character is more valuable than your physical wardrobe. Because I think, like today, if you had that shirt on your avatar, you'd probably like just rock that shirt. Like that would just be your avatar's get up,
Yeah.
no matter what, no matter where
Yeah.
you are every day.
Yeah.
But when we start wanting to do wardrobe changes in the metaverse and buying multiple shirts and multiple outfits and multiple accessories, and then that starts to exceed the real world budget for those kinds of things. That's what I mean in terms of the future.
Right.
I do think that's where it will go eventually.
You know how like you can't wear the same shirt to work every day because people will be like, "What are you doing? Don't you wash your clothes?" You think that mentality will carry over into the metaverse eventually, where they're like, "Dude, you haven't changed your black sneakers shirt in like 3 weeks. Come on, dude. Don't you own other clothes?"
I think it probably starts first. It probably starts first organically, like someone wants to show different things off.
Sure.
But then where that goes is that then trips off exactly what you're talking about. Where when enough people want to do that and they start rotating, then the people who don't rotate, yeah, then they start getting those snarky comments of like, "When are you going to change your shirt, bro?" Freight Train up in here. What's up, Freight Train? Freight Train says, speaking of metaverses, do either of you own any land in any of the verses out there? Parrot, do you own any metaverse land?
Not yet. I've been holding off on it because I don't know why. I was thinking about buying some in Decentraland a while ago, and then I was like, "Ooh, I don't know. 2 Ethereum was kind of pricey back like 8 months ago or something." Now I'm sure it's like way more expensive than that, but by a lot.
Funny how that happens, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I want to have like a good use case for it though. You could always buy land and I guess sit on it and invest in it, resell it. But I don't know. I'd want to like hire somebody to help make me a museum or something. So once I have enough energy and like time and Ethereum set aside for a project like that.
Important.
Yeah, I think I'd buy land in Decentraland out of all the different spaces though. So Sonium space is really cool as well. I have some friends who own land there. And Crypto Voxel is also really cool. A lot of cool museums over there. But I think if I had to buy land, it would be in Decentraland.
Nice, man. Yeah, I own a parcel in Crypto Voxels, but I have not. I have this nice beachfront property in Milan in Crypto Voxel. You know, just looking for the time to go there and lounge. No, seriously, but I was unsure what I'd do with it. I had some thoughts on what I might build there, what I might do with the land. Nothing yet, and so
Hmm.
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, obviously, I believe in the metaverses. I don't know which of the current metaverses will be relevant 1, 2, 3, 5 years from now, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But I do hold out a piece of my mind. It's like I will find something cool to do with this land one day.
Definitely. Yeah. I'll go look at Decentraland prices after this and I'll see. But might be worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some cool. There's the 100x art community over in Decentraland. They have it's like a collective of artists and collectors and a bunch of museums and art displays and some general amazingness going on down there.
Yeah. I think it kind of falls in line to how I feel about CryptoPunks right now, where part of me really wants one, but part of me also is like, do I really want to spend 50 racks on a pixel, a few pixels? And then, then I go, okay, well, I could always flip it for potentially more in the future, right? So it could be looked at as an investment, just like the land in Decentraland or whatever. But then I feel like I get too attached to it and I wouldn't want to sell it. And then I'd have to buy a second one to flip. And then I'm just, spending money left and right and thinking of it as investments, but really just collecting really expensive digital items, which I'd rather spend on like actual art that helps people's careers and stuff.
Isn't it funny? Like you saying that, it just makes me think. So important to know yourself, to know yourself and how you operate, what you care about, what you value, and like you mentioned Ethereum, like what's your situation? Like what's your Ethereum situation? What's your budget to allocate? How fast will you run through it? Then what will you do then?
Yeah.
All crazy decisions that we've had to form, like we've really had to figure out in this crazy parabolic cycle that's now calming down. And I think people are settling down and reconsidering, what is my plan here? What do I really care about? And how do I lead with that?
Yeah. Yeah. I think my main thing is just like uplifting other artists right now. Um, and then like treating myself to cool art sometimes too. Like Victor's art, he might not be a struggling artist anymore, but like his art means a lot to me. So being able to buy that and have it in my collection is like great sentimental value to me. And I don't think I'd ever sell that piece unless if it was for a somewhat life changing amount of money because it just holds a special place in my heart. And then there's other art. I don't know. All the art that I buy, I like to a certain extent. Some more than others. Some of it's more of a financial, like investment thing. Even though I've only like accidentally sold one NFT. It was the Pac and Trevor Jones NFT, one of the Fusion or the Fission one. And when Sotheby's got announced and the prices skyrocketed, mine got eaten up because mine was like a few grand above floor and then it was gone.
Yeah.
But all the rest of my NFTs, I get too attached to them. It's like what I was talking about with the CryptoPunk thing. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to sell this because I like this.
I understand. Yeah, I think I've talked about a bunch of them, but I have like probably three or four of the horror stories of listing something, having it snatched, and just immediately wanting to bash your face into a wall.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's weird how like I don't know the psychology of that works through the individual and how like we can get attached to the idea of ownership and stuff. That's why I'm so bullish on the NFT space as a whole. It's because I never considered myself a collector of really anything before this. And then once I started collecting, that bug bit me, and it's like I totally understand it now. And it's weird to describe that to people who don't collect NFTs, I think, because they like, do you put it on your wall? Do you look at it every day? I'm like, sometimes, but just like the idea of knowing that I own it does something in my head that makes it feel okay.
And man, it's only going to get crazier once those displays do get better.
Yeah.
It's only going to get crazier. Like when there really are wall displays that matter. And I think that the company that I keep seeing now that recently released is Atomic, and Atomic seems to be doing some pretty solid stuff with framing. But as the framing world improves, and I keep saying as someone's wallet becomes as easy to interact with as an app on your phone. And
Yeah.
it's a no-brainer that we get there. It's just a matter
Oh
of
yeah.
people building it out.
Yeah.
But when that happens, when the wallet is just an app, and when that app exists on a gorgeous frame, and
Hmm.
as those frames get cost effective, man, is this art going to shine in an even crazier way than it does today.
Yeah. I've been looking into frames because I want to display my Victor Mascara piece I just bought. I
Dude, do you
want that
want
on
to
my wall.
do you want to show that? Do you want to show the piece of art? I feel like
Yeah. We'll screen share really quick. Um, but yeah, I mean, dude, 6 months ago there was like 3 auctions for screens, you know, and I feel like now there is more, and there's gonna be more. Boom, boom, boom. There
uh-oh.
she is. Can you see it?
Yep. It's a
Cool.
beautiful thing.
It is beautiful. I really like it. It was my favorite one of the drop, I think. Well, the Oracle I also really liked, but I knew that would get out my price range fast.
I think 888 walked with the Oracle.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. There was that one, and then there was so there's the Oracle, that was the Shaman, and then what was the 10? The 10 was another. It was part of the same series. Here we go.
The Alchemist.
Alchemist. There it
Frail.
is. Yep.
This one's really cool too, honestly. But this was
Yep.
out of 10.
That was out of 10. Yep.
Ooh, Odious. Look at
Yep.
you.
Odious is a crusher.
Always showing up. I get inspiration from Odious for my collection. I'm like, look at this guy.
Odious is a beast, man.
He is, man.
And then,
Scares me sometimes.
and then if you click in there in that collection, the Victor Mascara by Fuckrender piece.
This
was the
one?
one. Yeah, that was the one I picked up.
Yeah, this one's really cool too.
Detached.
Oh, and this one was a drawing, right? So you picked this up on the secondary?
Yeah, secondary. And I was not lucky enough. I threw myself into that drawing and the other drawing and went 0 for 2. As par for the course.
Yeah, I also entered the Frail and didn't get in there. This one's really nice though. Really great collection, Victor.
Yep.
Really cool stuff.
Crushing. And then let's see. So that was Victor on Tuesday.
Yep.
And I know, to flip the script a little bit, some artists that actually, Parrot, can you pop that the top of the screen up, because that's the schedule for this week.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Right. So there's what else do you see? Because I got another one, but I want to hear from you, because I kind of led with that Victor one.
Up here right now. I see Eminem.
Oh, that's true.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how the celebrity drops are doing anymore, man.
Yeah.
I think Paris Hilton did it the right way by
Yep.
going to Blake Catherine, someone
Yep.
who's, one, an incredible artist, two, an empowering person in this community, and has been here for a minute doing the damn thing.
Yep.
So when I see that, I'm like, cool, I want to support that because it's supporting Blake Catherine.
Mhm.
Just like, what we saw yesterday, not as cool, and I think the numbers reflect that.
Yeah, it's also just tricky this day and age, right? Putting 4 musicians on the same day.
Yeah, that's really that's a toughie.
It's a toughie. It's tough with where things are right now, and some of the supply conversations naturally percolating through the space, and some of the like you just referred, some of the effort conversations percolating through the space, like what are they actually doing in the NFT space? Does it come off as generic? Does it come off as heartfelt and tapping into the community, which you nailed? Like the Paris Hilton, I think Paris Hilton did about as well as possible in terms of providing the beacon of light example of how to do this thing.
I think so too. She was collecting people's work on Nifty. She was retweeting people's work she liked. She was following the community, engaging with it before her drop. And then, work with Blake Catherine, who I think, in my opinion, is probably conceptually and aesthetically probably the best choice for her to work with.
Agreed. Shout out Blake Catherine.
Yep. Gavin Shapiro and Young Bay. That'll be pretty cool, I think. I know Young Bay's music. He does some cool like dancey, disco-y, hip hoppy stuff. And I like how he's working with Gavin Shapiro, another, somewhat OG crypto artist in the community. I think that's awesome. And then we obviously got Thank You X on Friday. Shout out Ryan.
Yep. Big shout out.
That's pretty cool. Awesome that he gets his own day to himself. I think that's really cool.
I saw that and I was so excited. I was like,
Yeah.
that is awesome. That is just great.
Really awesome.
Yeah. That is just great. I was really, really happy to see that. I put two artists in the same tweet this week, and I did it for a reason, because I just was drawing this bond between them, even though they're not related per se in the art world, but they were related in my mind for the concept of a high effort digital art drop. Like I looked at each of their drops to the level that they've been teased so far, and it just bled through the screen at me as, wow, these guys are putting it all in. Like they're taking digital art and they're just really, really cranking it up. And those two guys are Roger Kilimanjaro and Thank You X. Man, I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, wow, that's it. Just wow. And so my whole thing was, let's celebrate those high effort digital art drops where you can really just feel it. You can feel what they're going after. And it just looks amazing.
Yep. Here's Roger's drop today. This is the pack mechanism.
Yep.
These are cool. So we got some different colors. I want a marble like this in real life.
Right?
So this is the pack mechanism, and then we got the open edition. Cool stuff.
I think the layers to Roger Kilimanjaro's art, what he's able to do visually. I even remember the piece that he had done for the Cubes drop, for the Crypto Cubes drop, and the sound drop. I mean, he's just all of the aspects of these pieces. When you look at them together, they're creating such a beautiful whole.
Yeah, this was great. I remember this one. This one was really.
That was groundbreaking.
Yeah, it was. It's cool seeing like in my opinion, this is the way to do audio visual drop. It's so native to the space, because you can't do a print of this. You need if you want to display this, it's like in your browser or on a screen with speakers, because the audio is so intertwined into it.
Yep. And yeah, I mean that's just like cohesiveness. And that's the thing with Roger K. It's cohesiveness, right? Like this current drop, it's just tight. It's all done well. It's all around a theme. It all tells, a bit of the story that he wants to tell surrounding it. The sound block drop, the same thing. The pieces interact with one another to create music. And that's crazy. I mean, that's, again, at the time, that was just so groundbreaking within the NFT space, the way that he did that. And the same thing. And then just to jump over to Thank You X, what Thank You X is doing, he's telling a story, but it's this concept of inviting us all into this sort of digital gallery experience that he's putting together. I don't think we know everything yet or where he's exactly going to take us, but it looks pretty interesting to me. And I also like the line, Parrot. I like the line that he's dropping in each of his tweets. I think he's saying like all are welcome. I just appreciate that. It's just like it's just like a nice little flourish on the back end of his tweet.
I gotta see I got to see his drop when I was in California with Fiwo a few weeks ago. We stopped by Ryan, Thank You X's studio, and got dinner with him and chilled with him for a bit. And he was showing us what this upcoming drop is. And it's very, very, very cool.
All right, Parrot, tell us everything.
Okay, well. No, it's really, really cool. It has some real world physicality to it that I think is a really cool bridge between digital and physical. Really cool. I've never seen anything quite like it, and yeah, he definitely deserves his own day. I'll say that.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
And then I know he had tweeted the other day like that the screen, right? Like the screen is really in there. The screen is really in the art. That was
Yeah.
interesting. Like
Yeah.
you said, the blend, right? The blend
Yep.
between physical and digital. Someone else that I want to shout out is Malavita. Malavita drops tonight as well.
Okay, cool. Let's check
So
that out.
that's tonight, Thursday. I continue like Malavita's message resonates with me a lot. I mean, her art's beautiful. Like the colors are just stunning. I think
Ooh, very pretty.
Malavita has her own look. She's one of those artists where you look at something, you're like, "Yep, that's Malavita," and that's pretty amazing in its own right. But her whole messaging, her whole the heal the deal mission, and just that message of self care and wellness, and I appreciate it. This day and age, in this space, I think what Malavita is bringing is so needed, and I'm here for it.
Very, very cool. It's my first time seeing this artwork.
Have you seen her in general? Have you seen her other stuff?
I have not.
Yeah, so this is her second Nifty Gateway drop. The first one was entitled "Heal the Deal." I think this one is the follow up to that. But she has a mission. I mean, she has a mission that she's going for. She's building a community. She's building an experience. It's all very cohesive. It feels very true to her, and that's the stuff. That's the stuff that I'm here for, man. That's the stuff that I love to see. That's the stuff that I'm drawn to. The authenticity, bringing your own flavor,
authenticity, innovation.
Yep,
that's what it's all about, man.
Exactly. So shout out to Malavita.
Yeah, very, very cool. I like this art a lot. It kind of combines a lot of things I'm really into. Awesome colors, outer space, psychedelic imagery. It's pretty detail oriented. Very, very cool.
Malavita's done some cool stuff. She has some super rare pieces where the colors are incredible. I was one of my favorite diptychs that I've ever collected is Euphoria and Malavita. They had done the pieces on Maker's Place that played off of one another. It was Solace and Sorrow, and they collaborated. They were both a collaboration. One lived on Euphoria's Maker's Place. One lived on Malavita's Maker's Place.
Very cool.
Yeah, so definitely two of the artworks that I'm most proud to have.
This is a tattoo. I'm gonna look at this one.
Ooh.
What is all of this? This is also new to me. Photography. Blurring lines between real and simulated. She stages herself in evocative and powerful visual compositions where the spectator is exposed to the artist's view of social signs and symbols used in today's hyper-real consumer society. That sounds cool. We got an Ethereum flower.
Mm-hmm.
We got ETH got my back. Is this a real tattoo? It's hard to tell.
It better be.
I hope so. Hope there's somebody out there walking around with.
It doesn't look like it's real, but if it is, it's even better.
Exactly. We got the G-string emblem, Crypto Babe. Very cool. It's an interesting style. This is like photography, but yeah, I see what they mean by it's like that bridge between real and simulated, you know. This is cool. I haven't seen anything quite like this, so that's automatic appreciation in my book. Seen something new. Minting. Oh, look at these little mints. That's pretty cute. Cool. So those are the drops for today.
Nice.
Solid lineup. Yeah, tomorrow we got Thank You X. Saturday we got Lush Sucks, Gavin Shapiro. I'm not familiar with the other two artists, but check them out. Sunday we got Eminem. I'm I don't know how that's gonna be, man.
Have we heard anything yet outside of just being on the drop list? I have not seen anything yet personally.
About Eminem's drop?
About Eminem's drop, yep.
I saw him retweet something on his Twitter the other day.
Okay.
I've heard some whisperings that it's low effort.
Ooh, kiss
but that's all I heard. It's like literally whisperings, and I don't remember who said that. But I could be wrong. I think part of me probably assumes that it might be kind of a low effort celebrity drop.
That's that's the shame. Like that's both the shame of it right now and also the grand opportunity. It's either or, and I think yeah, I agree. I think the rule, not the exception, is becoming more maybe towards, if not low effort, just with the more obvious side of it, which I think gets like combined with low effort. They kind of mean the same thing now. If you take like the road most traveled, everyone just kind of says, oh, okay, this is what's going on,
Yeah,
which is a bit of a shame. And then the other side of it is that if you do innovate, if you do get in there, if you do tap into the community, then all of a sudden you cross a line and then you end up really really celebrated for what you're doing.
exactly. I mean, like that's the thing. Like, imagine if someone with Eminem's caliber and notoriety and reach did what Paris Hilton did and started talking with artists, collecting art, collabing with people in the community. That would be a smash. He'd smash that sale. It would be a humongous drop. But if you don't do that, then it's just another one of these celebrity cash grabs.
And here's the crazy thing about that, Parrot. For now, any celebrity that gets in there and does the Paris Hilton thing is auto entered into like the first 10 to ever do that territory.
Yeah, I know.
There's going to become a time. What's that?
So much opportunity for people to and it doesn't take that much effort either. Like
Right.
just takes
And here's the thing: we're eventually going to cross a line where everyone starts to do that, and then there's not much opportunity anymore. Then everyone's competing, and then even though it's all high effort, not everyone wins to the same level, and et cetera, et cetera. But it's like almost anybody withstanding right now that does it in that sort of a way earns like the OG status for all time.
Yep.
And so it takes those trailblazers, it takes those people who see it and then want to sink the resources and the time and the effort and the energy into doing it. Like you said, it may not even take that much, but it still does take some intentionality. And Parrot, we got Odious up in here. Odious, hey yo, Odious, did you miss? We went into like a whole tangent about how much we love and respect you, and your Victor Mascara purchase. We went over that. Man, you missed your shining moment.
Yeah. Too little, too late, Odious. Sorry.
Ooh. We talked about Odious's drop, right after Parrot's drop, coming up in early May.
Early May. You missed your moment, Odious. I know. I'm sorry.
We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back.
A second moment for today, Odious. Right now. Right now. Here it is.
Out of all the artists out there that collect art, I respect Odious's collection the most.
The most.
He's very smart and calculated with it. Where he does stuff, I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I would do that, but it always works out for him, which just means he thinks about it more than me.
Yeah, Odious is a savage on that. And all right. Top five to the best of your knowledge. Top 5 artist collections. We're not leaving anyone out. There are a number of wonderful ones out there.
Sure.
So let's just frame it like this. Who comes to mind? That's it. I always get like, I'm never like trying to leave anyone out of these discussions.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Just who comes to mind?
Odious.
Fuck Render.
That was my number 2. Fuo.
Yep. Bill Ellis.
And
Bill Ellis rocking the multi-platform collections.
Yep. And I want to say Blake Catherine.
Good one. Very, very good one.
And is that 4 or 5?
That's 5.
Okay, cool. Boom.
That was easy.
Yep.
Man, where do we go?
Parrot.
Yes, nice.
I'm getting there.
You have a good one, man. You have a good one. I mean,
I'm getting there.
Got some rock solid Peter Moerbachers in there. I know that much.
True, dude. Very true. I forget about those sometimes. And I get an email from Maker's Place saying someone liked your collection, and it's always on the Peter Moerbacher art.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
Peter Moerbacher, shout out to him. He just sold a nice, beautiful artwork, the Angel of War, I believe, for for 10 ETH to a new buyer. Shouted them both out this morning. I love to see that transaction go down. I continue to feel that Peter Moerbacher is one of the most underrated. Like, that piece could sell for 25 ETH, and I still would think that Peter Moerbacher was being slept on. I just continue to believe he is at that level. It's one of those things I feel as though I see really clearly, and
he's definitely at that level, dude. He deserves to have the same amount of sales and recognition as like Fuck Render and Victor. He's like up there in my book with like level of artistry and just his history of being in the art community, his history of being on Maker's Place in 2018.
Yep, 18.
Come on, who even knew about Maker's Place in 2018? Not that many people.
And let's take it back a step further than that too, and let's go to a career decision that Peter Moerbacher made that I think is also in this community is also slept. I don't think it's slept on. Plenty of people know about it, but a career decision he made. He was a Magic the Gathering artist. If you watch the origin story, you're familiar with this. But he was a Magic the Gathering artist, and the man decided to go all in on his own IP, and that's a big decision. He just went off and did his own thing to go create Angelarium and to go for years and years to build this incredible library of unbelievable artworks. Right?
Yeah, look at you right there.
Yeah, that art. By the way, that artwork. Someone needs to go out. But like this, it's not going to go for what it's at right now. But that's a 101 over there.
Yeah.
But okay, so he has a high standing position in the Magic the Gathering community, and he goes all in on his own IP, builds the Angelarium Encyclopedia, and now he has this like legacy of angels that have stories, and it's just breathtaking, man. It's like absolutely breathtaking. This last drop on Maker's Place was criminally underrated. I think that the timing was screwy. It wasn't at like the normal Maker's Place time. I think that really affected it. But he put like an entire collection, like one of his collections of angels out. It's just so tight. It's so cohesive. It's all tied. It's all story based. And the artwork. I mean, come on,
dude. He's invented his own universe. Like there's
exactly
so much depth to it, and just like besides that, like how fucking cool is this art?
That's the thing. Like this
so
guy,
good.
dude. This guy. I mean, in the NFT space, I think should be revered, and then outside the NFT space, this is books and movies to me. This is like this. Yeah. This belongs in crazy places.
Yeah, he's probably like honestly in my top 5 inspirations for art of like all time.
I'm nodding. I mean, yes, yes. I think I have 15 plus Peter Moerbachers in my collection. Like
it's just so good. It's so good, and if he continues to be slept on, I'll continue stacking them.
Yeah. It's one of those things, we've gotten into this mental, not a trap, but this mental thought process of like things happening so fast, right? And we think that all this time has passed, but it hasn't. It hasn't. Since this thing since the world blew up in NFTs, we are talking about 6 months tops, Since I'm talking about since the real like face melting rise.
Yeah.
We're talking about 6 months, maybe even 5. And that's not a lot of time. And now we're left. Now the market's settling a bit, and now we're left to sit back and consider. And now we're left to consider like, what do I care about? Everyone's developing their own thought processes, and thinking about their own collections and what they want to invest in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For me, one of those answers continues to be Peter Moerbacher, and I just think more people come to the same conclusion eventually.
It's so good.
So it's so good. Today, Odia says inhuman, and Love Visual says good vibes.
Yeah, agreed on both fronts. Yeah, I mean, I was just watching a painting tutorial of his the other day, and I was just like, man, this guy is so good.
Yeah,
so good. That's all I have to say about him.
Well,
Undervalued.
this has been a power 5 minutes for for Peter Moerbacher,
Yeah, much
which
deserved.
I'm not sad about. I'm glad we did
No.
it.
Yeah, I'll continue shouting from the rooftops that this guy's one of the best out there.
Yep. And we'll do it. We'll do it together gladly, man. On Origin Stories.
Yeah.
Any chance we get. Any chance we get. This is not a paid promotion.
It's not. No. I'm just excited about the dude's art.
Love Visual says that is it Ozium or Uzium? Uzium?
Uzium.
That Uzium print on Nate's wall, though. It's a good one.
Yeah. Also, one of my favorite pieces of art. Found. May have said this before. Found at Uzium when I was just starting to get into 3D art, and I think this piece was the first piece I saw by him on Reddit, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then, he enters the NFT space. Also undervalued dude, honestly, in my opinion. And yeah, so I bought this as an NFT on Foundation and got this giant print with it. And it's also one of the pillar stones of my collection.
I love it. What else, man? What else? Oh, I put a late teaser out this week. How about that?
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that all about? What are those flamingos all about?
What can you say about it so far? You said you're going to tease a little bit today.
Yeah, so we'll start. Let's start the process because we got a pretty systematic build come in. But for those listening to this, why not dig in a little bit now? The goal, man. I mean, that first I became obsessed with NFTs, and then really decided that this is a place that I wanted to build, and really a place that I wanted to transition a great deal of my life over to, and that happened, and here we are. And so, what I want to do is mark history and create a historical time capsule.
Mm-hmm.
This special time that we've all been a part of, it's this special time that Origin Stories started during, right? This is we connected and we decided to build something because I think we saw and we felt that we were living a moment, that we were living history.
Yep.
So I felt the same way, and I said, I want my contribution to be building this time capsule and marking and immortalizing a number of the artists and creatives who have contributed to that special time. Because I think around the corner, what we're going through right now, we're going through that supply surge. We're going through some of the low effort stuff. We're going through some of those hard learning experiences about maybe some things we want to see done better.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I continue to pound to beat the drum or pound sand on, like, be the change you wish to see. And so the goal is to bring a project that is what I want to see in the space. And I want to earmark a number of artists and creatives, and put art forth in a little bit of a different way, a little bit of a different fashion. And hopefully ourselves and the community has a lot of fun with it, and a lot of fun engaging with it.
I think we will. Yeah, man. It's a really, really cool project. And what I love about it the most is that you're behind it. And what I love about you the most is everything you do in this space is authentically from the heart. It's because you love the artists, you love the community, and you want to empower those people. And I think that's really transparent just with everything you do, whether it's this podcast. It's not like we get paid to do this podcast. Like we just here because we love chatting about what's going on. And you uplifting all the artists that you do. Like you could have just been a collector, and flipped art and made a living doing that. But instead, you're putting your foot forward and trying to uplift other people. And I think that this project is like the accumulation of that. And I'm so excited to see it, hit the world publicly.
Thanks, man. And, a couple of things. I want to lead with the macro concept today and just say that there's a lot that's going to continue to drip out, and then everything, you can expect just everything to hit the ground absolutely running and sprinting next week. You're going to hear some of the people who are involved. I really can't wait to get to that juncture because I feel like it's been this big secret up to this point.
People.
Yeah, a lot of big people in this project. And again, it's history, man. It's I think it's not me. It's not me. It's a lot of people. To give some shout outs here. Shout out to Late Safa on Team RDNFT. He's been contributing a ton. Shout out to Allison, who came aboard RDNFT. She's doing some wonderful work on the everything, like a lot of different things, but she's going to be, speaking to a lot of artists and working on the project management side. Have a lot of other team members to announce very soon.
Awesome.
And then of course on the artist side, and then the teaser that dropped this week that I hope, if you haven't seen it, it's pinned on my Twitter, but there are 2 flamingos in that teaser, so I think you maybe that hints at one of the many people who will be involved in this project.
I can only think of one flamingo boy off the top of my head.
Yeah, but you can see in that teaser, it's a bit of a hint, and the specifics will come, but it's a bit of a hint as to how we are putting the art forward and what that may mean. But it's not just, it's in a couple different style formats of NFT, and that's where some of the other people that I'm really excited to give some shine to, who are on this team, and the art director of the project, and there's a lot more. You could kind of pick up these breadcrumbs if you've looked really closely, but it's going to be announced very, loud and proud and clear very, very soon.
So exciting.
Yeah, man. Thanks for listening. And Mike Damaso, can't wait for it, man. Thank you, Mike. Can't wait to show you more. Can't wait to tell you more. Love visuals. There's only one. I'm thinking that refers to Flamingo. You said Flamingo Boy, Parrot?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. He's got his own little flamingo lane carved out for him,
It's true. I'll tell you what, though. Did you see the tweet that I put out where I put the teaser out? Obviously, like the first representation of what we're doing and what the art, will become. And then, do you see the tweet I put out where I was walking around the streets and I walked by a window with 2 flamingos in it?
No, I didn't see that.
It's like one of the more bizarre things that has ever happened. Someone
I'm looking at it now.
You saw it? Yeah, you see it?
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out properly. Someone on Twitter, it's an artist on Twitter, is it OGI Worlds or something along those lines? I want to give a proper shout out. But one of my favorite comments was it's a glitch in the programming. Like,
OGI Worlds. Yep.
OGI Worlds, shout out. But that made me laugh out loud. That was a good belly laugh in real life, because it did feel like this simulation moment. Like, if you believe in simulation theory, then that's the moment it happens.
Yeah, there's I don't know, man. Not to get too woo-woo, but there's always some crazy cool synchronicities that seem to happen when we're doing cool things.
Yep.
Yep. I notice stuff like that in my life sometimes, where it's just like, whoa. It's like a little wink from the universe or something,
Exactly. It definitely felt like that. So.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Well, hey, that's that'll be it for now, but there's so much more to talk about and more to come.
Yeah. There sure is. Yeah. Well, I think that wraps up just about everything. I got my Nifty drop May 3rd. Odious has his May 4th. Let me check my calendar. Jonathan Wolf has his the 29th, 1 week from today. Mm-hmm. All really cool drops.
So before yours. Nice. Okay, yep. So it goes Jonathan, Parrot, Odious.
Yep. And I know the weekend after Jonathan before me is going to be pretty crazy. Can't say anything else. Working on my stuff for your project that we're just talking about.
Wait. Oh, Parrot, did you just break some news?
Maybe.
All right, no, let's just go with it.
Might be involved a little bit here and there. I don't know.
So we have a flamingo and a parrot.
It's obviously bird themed, the whole entire project.
You know what? It feels right. It's going right in line with that synchronicity.
What other news? I guess I can tease a little bit about a cool project I'm working on with 11 other artists that might have a Nifty Gateway appearance later next week as well.
That's exciting.
You might see me on Nifty twice in the same week.
Parrots everywhere.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that right now because I don't think that's public yet. And then maybe some pineapple related stuff in a month or two.
Wow.
And yeah, that's what I got in the books right now off the top of my head.
Oh, that's all?
There's probably more, honestly.
It's exciting, man. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So today's 422, meaning
Wow.
next week is 429. Open invite, by the way. Open invite if JW wants to come on to Origin Stories next week.
Oh yeah, JW.
I don't know what he's got going. I mean, hey, it's like, listen, I get it. It's like drop day. You might have a million other things going on, but open invite if he wants to throw down.
Yeah, Odious, you too. You can jump on since you have your drop. Be like the three of us if you'd like, Odious. I know Odious is listening right now. Jonathan Wolf, not so much.
Come on, Jonathan Wolf.
Come on,
Odious, you're welcome anytime. Anytime.
Yes, sir.
And Odious says SpongeBob collab. Is it a SpongeBob collab, Parrot?
It's the pineapple thing, but no. No SpongeBob.
All right, fair enough. Well, yeah. Hopefully next Thursday we'll get maybe Odious. Are you confirming? Will you join us next Thursday?
Woo, yes.
Yeah. Can we get something official on the books as we wrap up today's Origin Stories? We got to insert some Jeopardy music. But maybe Odious might have bounced.
Wow, that quickly. While we were talking about him.
Again, he missed the first and the last. But you know what? Odious was here for a while. So, yes, I will have it in writing and mailed to your door. Beast.
Very official.
All right. Well, Origin Stories fam, thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next week with at least today Odious here.
Nice. That's what's up. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week. And you got some Origin Stories to release next week?
Oh, let's talk. Well, real quick, last thing there. You know that Twitter rec job, like of the 48 plus hours that I couldn't tweet anything out and all that stuff? That like wrenched my entire pipeline. And it's a few extra days like getting back to the pipeline. Gotcha. So I'm just gonna tease out what we got. Coming soon, I'm gonna be dropping end of this week into weekend. We'll start this drip and then I'll just carry that through the beginning of next week. But we have Chewy Origin Story coming out. We have Matt Caesar Origin Story coming out. We have Rio Origin Story coming out. Parrot, do you know about Rio?
No. I might, but not off the top of my head.
When you watch this Origin Story, so all the credit to Jay and Silva and thank you X for turning me on to Rio. I think his Twitter handle is this Rio. Man, is that somebody that I just have all the respect for. You know Rio?
Know thank you X showed me his stuff when I was hanging out with him. He does like the ugly beautiful thing, right?
Yes, exactly right. Yes, exactly right.
Cool. Very cool.
But man, someone. And this is not like I could say the same thing for Chewy and Matt, but I was just I think a little bit less aware of Rio before my eyes were open. So when you're less aware of someone and then they just jump off the screen at you and you're jamming and you're talking and you're just vibing with that person, I came away from that Origin Story like I always ask the question to people on Origin Stories like what did you see lately that made you think why don't more people know about this?
Yeah,
that's how that made me feel. And I think a lot of people do know about Rio, but maybe some don't, and I hope they do now.
I hope so as well.
All right, my friend. And then there's another one. I just had a great conversation with a duo. I will save that one. That'll come out by surprise, but it's a really, really good one.
Awesome. Can't wait to see all.
All right, man. Well, that's Origin Stories.
Over and out, everybody. Goodbye.